Oh yeah. It's another episode of Crystal's Nightcap. I am kind of dead. I know that I did my face so I don't look too bad, but I am wheezing. Like, can you hear this? Okay. I'm gonna try my best not to cough into the mic because I've heard over a few of my podcasts and it sounds so nasty when I cough like in and around the mic. But I am seriously not okay. I feel like trash. I just came back from my Cancun trip because my best friend Elisa and our other good friend Anthony got married. Okay. And it was like the best wedding ever. It was on the beach. It was so beautiful. Elisa's just the best bride ever. And I was totally fine during the whole trip. I left Thursday, was gone Friday, Saturday, Sunday, flew in last night, Monday. And on the plane ride back was when I just like was not feeling it. I was not feeling good at all. And I think I legit got sick on the plane. Has that ever happened to you where like wherever you're flying to or from, it's just all the germs in there and like they don't sterilize or clean anything right in any plane. So I feel like that's where I actually got messed up and sick. And this morning I woke up, well, like I said, on the plane, I was definitely feeling it. This morning I woke up, I felt like I got hit by a bus. My voice was like completely gone. And I'm like coffee and it's all bad. But we are out here. Another episode of Crystal's Nightcap. Thank you for hanging out with me and chilling with me. I know there were some audio problems in the last video that I uploaded. So I will make sure that doesn't happen going forward. And I'll make sure to fix that as soon as possible. So we are going to start off with Hand Me the Headlines. And I do actually have a new name for Hand Me the Headlines. I'm going to go over it a little more with Esteban, my producer over here. But Esteban said when he first started helping me that the name for this segment that I have, Hand Me the Headlines, is hella lame, cheesy, not cute. So I've been trying to think of how to work it and fix it and all that. So we gonna be changing the Hand Me the Headlines name. And something else you might notice is that I don't have my cornrows. And yes, I was respectful. I took out my braids for my best friend Elisa's wedding. I was in her wedding, so like I didn't want to look extra, like I didn't want to look. I just wanted to be toned down for the wedding, so I took my braids out, and I have my baby hairs all over the place, as you can see, and as you can tell, if you're watching on YouTube, you guys know Crystal's Nightcap on Tuesdays and Thursdays are on YouTube now, so you can see my radio face on YouTube as well. So we are recording right now for YouTube. All right, Hand Me the Headlines. So much went down this weekend, and the thing that I was the most interested in had to be this Taylor Swift situation with her and her former record label, Big Machine Records. So I want to give you guys a little backstory about Taylor Swift and her relationship to all these people and all these things, because I started becoming a Taylor Swift fan when she got popping off on MySpace. She was like 15, 16 years old, put songs on MySpace, and her song Tim McGraw was like one of her first singles, which is like a huge song. When you think Tim McGraw, I hope you think my favorite song. It's like a love song and it's really cute. That's the first song that I heard from Taylor. And she was popping off on MySpace, like I said. If you didn't know, Taylor Swift kind of like catapulted Justin Bieber's career, because Justin Bieber got famous off YouTube. He got discovered by Scooter Braun. And Taylor brought Justin on her tour. Taylor, I remember the first time I saw Justin Bieber was on Taylor Swift's MySpace. She posted a video like with him. They were doing some cute little like dance singing thing. And everyone was like, who is this kid? Who is this Justin Bieber kid? And that's Taylor Swift, like I said, is a huge reason that Justin Bieber got famous. So this weekend, we found out that Big Machine Records, which was the first record label up until now, that Taylor Swift signed with when she was 15 years old. So she signed with them, and she apparently signed for a 10-year deal. Over those 10 years, she's made 6 albums with Big Machine Records. So it was announced that Big Machine Records just got sold to Scooter Braun. Like I said, Scooter Braun is Justin Bieber's manager. He also manages Ariana Grande. He has connections with Kanye West, a whole bunch of huge names in the industry. Scooter Braun bought Big Machine Records, which was Taylor Swift's former record label. The past 6 albums she's made, every single album she made on Big Machine Records. So technically, Scooter Braun owns all of Taylor Swift's repertoire. He bought it for $300 million. Reportedly, that's about Taylor Swift's net worth, which we were kind of like, wow. And I was talking about this with my little cousin Esteban. Like, how does Scooter Braun have so much money if he's just a manager? You think about it. Managers make what? 5, 10, 20% of any artist that they sign or own. Scooter Braun has Ariana Grande under him, Justin Bieber under him, huge names under him. So if he's getting 10% here, 10% here, 10% here, he's easily making more than these artists do. That's how the management system works, because he probably has like 20 or 30 or 40 artists under him. So Taylor Swift was so upset about this purchase because apparently Taylor Swift and Scooter Braun have not had a really good past. Apparently he's been manipulative and bullying towards her. Some examples that she posted on her Tumblr page were that he helped orchestrate the whole Kanye West Kim Kardashian call. Remember when Kanye West and Kim Kardashian recorded a phone call with Taylor Swift saying that they approved that line in the Famous song where it's like, I made that be famous, Taylor Swift, I made that be famous. It was what I think maybe taken out of context, the call or that little snippet where Taylor Swift, there's a whole thing on that. I can't go too deep into that, but that was one example that Taylor used that Scooter was against her. Another example was even using Taylor Swift's naked body in Kanye West's famous video. I don't know. She kind of went off about how he's manipulative and has been a bullying to her in the industry. So, in Taylor's perspective, her previous record label allowing for Scooter Braun to buy it is basically like them letting your worst enemy ever own all the music, own everything you have. Apparently, Taylor did not have a fair chance to own her own music. The agreement that they did try to come upon, Big Machine Records and Taylor Swift, for her to own her music, was that she was going to put out another album. Okay, she's already had 6. She's going to put out one album. For one album she puts out, she'll get the rights for one of her old albums. Another album she puts out, she'll get another right for that next album. So that's how they were trying to make this work with her. But she said in the Tumblr post that she knew once she did sign that, it was going to get sold. Big Machine Records was going to get sold, and she didn't know who or what was going to own it. So she was just like, I'm going to leave my old music in the past. I'm going to sign to Universal Records now. And I'm going to have majority of the rights to my own. There it is, a coughing Esteban didn't want. She's going to own the rights. Or now she has more fair control and rights of her own artwork. So how does Justin Bieber get thrown into this? Justin Bieber apparently posted a while ago a photo of him and Kanye kind of calling out Taylor, like, Taylor, where you at kind of thing. This was a while ago. And now when Taylor popped off about this whole Scooter Braun thing, Justin Bieber posted another post on his Instagram pretty much saying, hey, Taylor, I'm sorry for that post that I did a while ago of me and Kanye. That wasn't nice. But I know Scooter. He's my best friend. And he's only said great things about you. We should all talk about this in person, not on social media. Okay? Scooter Braun's wife then comes in and is like, now you're defaming my man, and I'm going to say what I have to say. She basically said that Taylor Swift was lying because in the Tumblr post, Taylor Swift also mentioned that she had no idea that this deal was going to go down, that Scooter Braun was going to be the one buying Big Machine Records. Scooter Braun's wife goes on Instagram and says, Taylor Swift, yes, you did know your dad was on the phone call because your dad is one of the shareholders of Big Machine Records. Mind you, when Taylor Swift signed to Big Machine Records, there weren't any good artists or any popular artists on the record label. It had just started. That's how Taylor Swift's dad was able to get stakes in the company. So that's how he got stakes in the company, and that's why he was invited to have this phone call with all of the shareholders about the future of Big Machine Records. Taylor Swift's people just fired back saying, no, actually, because of this very strict NDA agreement, which you had to sign to get into the phone call, Taylor Swift's dad did not partake in that shareholder phone call. So it's kind of like a lot of he say, she say. The guy behind Big Machine Records, I'm trying to pick up his name. He seems kind of like a scumbag to me because Taylor Swift said that anytime that Scooter's name was brought up to the CEO of Big Machine Records, it was only when Taylor Swift was crying or complaining that he was bullying her or any of these things. And then in his own separate post, he said, no, that's not true. I don't know what she's talking about. I called Taylor about before the announcement was made, blah, blah, blah. So I wonder if you can hear the wheezing, because I can hear the wheezing myself. Anyways, my bad. I'm a little split on this, okay? I feel Taylor Swift feels like she's completely been taken advantage of, and that it sucks that she was working with someone on Big Machine Records that ultimately didn't have her best intentions at heart, ultimately didn't have her back, ultimately only cared about that 300 million, right? What I have to say is that when you sign yourself into a contract, that's what it is. You know, these young, very talented artists unfortunately do get bound by these contracts. And that's what the contracts say. They're going to say, you're going to make 6 albums by this time. You're going to get, you're going to get this percentage of it. And until you make those albums, until those 10 years are over, you can't work on anything else. It really sucks. Like this is a awful, awful situation that Taylor Swift is in. But that's how the game is played. These guys out here want to make money. They don't care. They don't care about you. They don't care about your loyalty. They don't care about, oh, you have beef with this guy, I'm not going to take his money. This is exactly what the industry is about. It's all about money, honey. So like I said, yes, I feel bad for Taylor Swift. If I was in the position that she was in, I would be furious. If every single podcast that I made here on iHeart, if every air check that I ever, put on air was eventually to be sold to someone else and he's going to end up or she's going to end up making money off of it, imagine. I would be fumed, like so fumed. But that's what I signed up for when I signed up for my iHeart contract. These podcasts are not mine. I don't own these. This microphone isn't mine. I don't own it. Anything I say on air, it belongs to iHeart. It doesn't belong to Crystal. What does belong to me is, and I made sure to have it in my contract, my Instagram belongs to me, my Facebook belongs to me, my Twitter belongs to me. If it's part of my job, my boss wants me to post stuff on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, it's part of my job. This is my job. I'm going to do that. But at the end of the day, I know what I signed up for, and it really, really does suck that this is how the industry works. A lot. Sorry. A lot of huge celebs have been siding with Taylor with the hashtag Stand with Taylor. Some examples have been Halsey. I know that Beyonce, Rihanna unfollowed Scooter Braun on Instagram. That's kind of a big deal. There's a lot of other artists who have been backing Taylor Swift. There's also one artist who I try to like you, Demi Lovato. I try so hard to like you, Demi Lovato. But you, sis, you're always putting your little nose where it doesn't belong. Just sit down, eat your meal, and stop talking about things that aren't your business, okay? Demi Lovato recently got signed to Scooter Braun, right? But she's over here saying, I know Scooter. Oh, this is another thing. Todd Hodrick was once signed to Scooter Braun. If you don't know who he was a big YouTuber and also like in the music game now and dances. He's a very artistic black gay guy. And he hashtag Stand with Taylor. He supported Taylor Swift, saying that Scooter Braun is an evil man on Instagram. Here comes Demi Lovato marching into a fight that isn't hers. Oh, well, I'm part of the LGBTQ community, and Scooter Braun wouldn't have signed me if he's anti-gay, and no. It's like, Demi, sis, this is not your battle. Keep your nose out of this. Like, just because this man was nice to you doesn't mean he's nice to some other people. So it's like, Demi Lovato doesn't know when to shut up. And that's the problem that I have with her. Like, just sit down, eat your food. Like, stop meddling in people's businesses. It rubbed me so wrong that that Demi Lovato, like, was standing with this guy, Scooter Braun, just meddling in this situation out of nowhere. Like, sis, you barely signed with him like a month ago. Sit down. I don't know. That really rubbed me the wrong way again. Because like I said, I'm always trying to like Demi Lovato. I think some of her music is lightweight fire. But there are those times where she just be running her little labios and you're just like, sis, cállate. Like, why are you even speaking on this? Like, she got hella backlash for that because she was trying to compare her experience to Todd Hodrick's. And it's like, he's black and gay. Like, that is like, he gets so much hate. So much hate, Demi. So it's just like, sit down. Those are my thoughts on that. And now there's kind of like a secondary story coming out of this that has to do with Justin Bieber. So Justin Bieber's former choreographer is saying that he degrades women and that he wasn't fair and that she pretty much choreographed his whole Purpose World Tour, worked countless hours, was getting paid minimum wage. She had to sweep dance floors to just like get a meal. And she's like kind of like going against Justin Bieber and all this, which was sparked by the whole Taylor Swift thing, right? She wrote a very lengthy Instagram story post. And yeah, she was giving details about how much she made. She apparently made minimum wage to help Justin Bieber and his choreography for the world tour. This is another one of those times where I'm going to say like, yo, you know what you're doing and getting yourself into once you sign up for it. Okay. You can only complain so much and be outraged so much when you signed a contract where you're going to literally work for $10 an hour for Justin Bieber. The thing about that is, again, that's how the industry is sometimes. And she's a lesbian female too. So like female choreographers in the industry get hated on a lot, aren't taken seriously. And you know, she's part of the LGBTQ community, so she has to deal with that struggle as well. But I feel like she's really using that to try to like take down Justin Bieber at this time, where I feel like that's not really just, because like I just said, if you sign a contract where you're going to work for $10 an hour, 10 hours a day for Justin Bieber, choreographing him for his Purpose World Tour, then that's what you signed up for. Like, how are you going to, after the fact, be complaining about it? And think about all the jobs opportunities that she's getting after working with Justin Bieber, after working with the biggest pop star in the whole world. I'm sure she's not going to be making $10 an hour. That's kind of how it is when you are in this industry game, y'all. Like, you need to put in your work. You need to put in your time. You need to put your like blood, sweat, and tears, or else you're not going to win. I mean, do I feel bad for her circumstances? Yes, but at the same time, I've been working here for years, making minimum wage, grinding so much, like to the point of tears, working here at Wild 94.9. But now I have my own show. I'm so happy with how much I'm making. Like, I feel like all of that was worth it. Like, you have to grind and struggle and work until you make what you're worth. And, you know, did I complain that I didn't have money when I wasn't making any money? Yes. But I went out and had other jobs, and I always had something as a backup, like school, or, you know, I was hosting or trying to learn other things here in the building, because I knew that it's a struggle for on-air talent. So I don't know. I just feel like she's over here complaining about something that happened in the past. But if she really didn't like the circumstances that much, like, when she shouldn't have signed the contract and she shouldn't have continued working with him. Like, you should have tried to negotiate or something after all the, I don't know, like why would you put yourself onto a project that is not going to give you your worth and then complain afterwards that like Justin Bieber is degrading you? What do you guys think? Like, I want to hear what you think. Am I being a little too harsh and critical on her? Her name was Emma Porter. And I just feel, I mean, I feel like she's kind of using this opportunity to like show that Justin Bieber wasn't paying his choreographers well, but I'm positive that she wasn't the only one getting paid minimum wage to try to make choreography for him and his show. You know what I'm saying? Just like I'm not the only one in the industry who was working for very, very low wages. You know, there's people out here working in radio for free. I was an intern working for free. That's just how the game is. And if you can't handle it, or if you can't handle the pay, then you're going to quit and walk away and do something else, right? It's the people who stay there and work through the struggle and try to persevere and try to look at the cup half full who will ultimately win out in the end. And I recently read Charlemagne the God's book. Like, he's one of my all-time favorite radio personalities. I read it on the plane ride here and there from Cancun. And the same thing for him. When he worked with Wendy Williams, he didn't get paid at all. The only way, like, he lived in their house. Like, he got a room at their house and he would get money for food, but that was pretty much it. He worked for Wendy Williams for 2 years and didn't make $1. But now look at him. You know, has like the #1 show in New York City on The Breakfast Club. So I don't know. I just feel like a lot of people are quick to call out situations or employers that weren't so fair for them. And although that might be true at the time, everyone needs to put their work in. Everyone needs to put their time in. And, you know, you could be working with the biggest New York radio star ever, like Wendy Williams, not getting paid. You could work as Justin Bieber's choreographer for his world tour, still not get paid. That's how the industry is. It sucks, but it does work out for people who continue to work, push, and persevere. That's just my thought on that. Hopefully it's not too critical. But wow, I've been rambling for so long. All right, that's pretty much it for Hand Me the Headlines, the Taylor Swift stuff, the Justin Bieber stuff. There's also a story on the page about Taco Bell. They're dealing with a devastating tortilla shortage right now. If you want those details, hit up lacrystalrosas.com. If you're watching on YouTube, click the link below. So now I just want to I'll get into what this sickness has been doing for me, because there was a situation that I got into today because of my sickness. So, like I said, on the flight ride home from Cancun to SFO, I felt it. Like I started getting a little coffee. My nose started being a little stuffed. And I was like, oh, man, I feel like I'm getting sick on this plane. And I woke up today just feeling like trash. Like my throat, I was so coffee, so phlegmy. I took like some vitamin C, some Theraflu or whatever. And my body was also very achy. So I needed like a massage. Like I needed someone to run me over with a truck. My favorite thing is when people step on my back. Like I always force someone to step on my back, or my little cousin to step on my back. I mean, my little nephew, the duck, to step on my back. But if someone wasn't there, I didn't really want to ask my mom. So I decided to get up and find the nearest massage parlor around me in San Leandro. Okay. So I look up a few on my maps and I see a few, and I was like, okay, I'm going to go to the closest one first. So I go to the closest massage parlor in San Leandro. It's it's like right on the street of the Pelton Center in downtown San Leandro. And I walk in, it does look a little sketch, I'm not gonna lie, but never judge a book by its cover out here. I go in and I don't get massages often. The first time I got a massage was with Stepping Stone. We got it at Bayfair Mall, like by like the Ross and like the Michaels in San Leandro. That's where we first would get massages. And I remember it was $15 for half an hour. I was like, oh, that's good. So we got a massage, and I think I've gone like 2 massages before, but this was like 4 years ago. So it's been a while since I've gotten a massage. I don't go very often, like I said. But today I really, really needed someone to just like hit me. Hit me, you know? So I go to this first sketchy place in the Pelton Center, and the lady says it's $35 for 30 minutes. And in my head, I was like, damn, I would have paid like 20 max. This is kind of 35 for 30 minutes. And I say, okay, that's fine. I hand her my debit card, and she says, oh, you don't have cash? I'm like, no, I don't have cash. And she says, it's going to be $2 extra for your debit card. I said, that's fine. That's fine. I'm like, I'm dying over here, and I need someone to just punch my sickness out of me. So she goes, oh, well, what about the tip? And I said, okay, like add a $5 tip. And she says, oh, we usually get $10 for tips. And I was like, well, first of all, you get a tip based on your service. I haven't even tried the massage yet, so I don't even know if I even want to give you a tip. Second of all, you're getting kind of sideways on everything. Like first it was the debit card, then you didn't even really want to like charge me the $2 for the debit card, and now you're asking me to like go extra on your tip. $10? That's like 25% or something. Like, excuse me. So being the little cheap girl that I am, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take my business elsewhere. So got on my phone again, looked for another massage parlor near, and there was one down East 14th a little bit more. It was by like McKinley Middle School, where like the suntan place is. And I walked in and I was like, hey, I would like a 30-minute massage. She says it's gonna be $35. I'm like, damn, are all these massage parlors $35? Mind you, like there's no one in here. Like, it looks like empty. I never see people walking in and out of these massage parlors. So maybe I'm like, okay, that's why maybe they have to charge this much, because there's never people in. Are these massage parlors like ran like correctly by the law? I don't know. It just looked a little sketchy to me. I just can't understand how these massage parlors like stay in business, because I never see people going in and out of them. They look abandoned most of the time, right? So she says it's $35, and I'm like, sure, can I use my card? And she says, no problem. And I go in and I like, you know, take everything off, and I put when you go in, you're supposed to like strip yourself, and I got like the oil massage, so I put the little toalla on my little booty. And first of all, okay, so the thing is, everything in the room looked crusty, dusty, musty. Like it looked like it was all like hella old. Like everything looked like 80s, which is fine. But like when even the toallas that I'm like sitting on and like using look old as heck, I'm just like, oh geez. And then I have to put my face like on the bed, right? Like you put your face into the bed hole, like the face hole on the massage thing. The towels like were so nasty, like the old residue. You can just smell like all the dust and old residue when I put my face in the hole. And mind you, I could already not breathe. Like I am already coffee as heck, wheezing, barely can breathe through one nostril at a time. And when I am breathing, it's just nasty dust coming in. I'm like, oh, this is so gross. So I asked her to move to another bed, and she moves me to like another bed that like has a little better circulation. And the massage was actually pretty great. I mean, she was pretty cool. I didn't know. I don't remember them actually touching bare booty cheeks. Like this girl was like massaging my booty cheeks, and she was like spreading in and out. And I did feel a little violent. She was making me clap out there. I did feel a little violated, but she wasn't doing it disrespectfully, or she wasn't over the line. I just think that I wasn't used to getting massages in so long that I forgot that they do be touching your pompis and all that. But I mean, it was fine. She did the thing. She was pulling my arms. She got me with the oil everywhere, and it was it was great. It was a massage. If any of y'all out there are feeling a little sick or need to treat yourself every once in a while, I suggest you need to go do it, okay? Because I left the massage parlor feeling so good and so ready, and I was just like, okay, cool. I'm gonna go to work now. I'm like, I feel a little better, and even though I still can't breathe, we're out here. So that was my experience today. And yeah, like I said, if any of y'all, don't feel good, don't trip on treating yourself every once in a while, okay? Yeah, I maybe spend $45 because I did end up tipping her $10 anyways. It wasn't like really about the money on the first place. It was just the way that she like was snappy with me. And this lady did a good job. So I feel like she did deserve $10. I didn't know how this other girl was going to massage me. What if she was going to make some knots in my back or what I don't know. I don't know what her service was like. So I don't think it's fair to pre-tip someone, because if you pre-tip someone, it's going to dictate how much effort they put or don't put in there. So you just got to wait till the end. But yeah, that was my story of the day in Crystal's Cave, even though I didn't announce that we were in Crystal's Cave. I do want to give a few updates because I haven't given you guys updates in a second on a few different things. So you guys remember when I went to Las Vegas and found that sugar daddy? Okay. That Las Vegas trip with Selena, Adrena, and Gabby, there was two guys that I met. There was one guy who was a professional poker player who ended up being like a huge D-bag. And then there was the sugar daddy, the millionaire, the CEO who lives in England. So I'll give you an update on the D-bag guy. So on my flight back home from Vegas, I knew that I never wanted to see this D-bag guy ever again in my whole life. And I also knew that I was going to talk mad smack about him on the podcast. So I pulled a typical Crystal move and I blocked him. I blocked him from Instagram so that he doesn't see me teasing about the sugar daddy millionaire, because I could tell that this D-bag guy like was going to keep tabs on me and like was just going to keep up with me, right? So if he saw that I was over here talking on a podcast about a sugar daddy millionaire, he would have probably thought it was himself, first of all, and wanted to listen to it. And then he would have heard that, no, sweetie, I'm a real CEO with real money, who was a real man, and he would have heard me talking hell smack. So that's why I had blocked him. But then a few days later, when the podcast had simmered down, I decided to unblock him just because, like, why? And homeboy decides to message me. He messages me on Instagram, and he goes, oh, I thought you were great. Why did you delete me? I thought you were great people. I guess not. And I'm just like, bruh, you're just ticking every D-bag box again. Like, you could have came at me asking why I blocked you in a different way, but here you are again, making me hate you more. I'm still gonna not follow you, and he's still following me, watching every single story. But who cares about him? Update on the sugar daddy millionaire. So we were texting for a little bit, and it was all cool. We didn't make plans or anything. But then he texted me, like, he texted me, Crystal, have you ever considered writing a book? And I said, no, not really. Maybe like further down in my career, when or if I make it or whatever. And he said, oh, okay, well, people love romance, age, sex, So So I think like we can definitely work something out and like eventually like write a book together about it. And I, mm, I mean, the sex part was really just kind of got me off guard because I was like, honey, like I know that like I was joking in my podcast that you could be my sugar daddy and that I didn't need you, and that I really liked you. And I guess that kind of would be like somewhat of a good idea. But then when he said it like that, I was just a little more like, I don't know. But it actually flattered me. Like it flattered me that like I mean, maybe he does this to all the young females he meets, but I really did feel like we did have like a good friendship connection. But so that's why it kind of flattered me because I was like, oh, okay. He's like, he's thinking this is gonna be some cute movie type situation, books type situation thing. But then I was also thinking, if I even really had a sugar daddy, what would I want? Okay, if he told me, here, take your credit card, buy whatever you want. I don't even. I think that I would buy hella stuff and then try to sell it on the side so that I can keep money and make like I want a house. Like I want a house. Okay, I want a house in the Bay Area, honey. That's what I want. I want to be able to live on my own. Okay, I want to stop paying rent. I want to start paying mortgage with my bills, but I don't really want like a fancy purse. Like I don't really want like a fancy watch or anything like that. Like I'm just not a name brand person. And I know a lot of name brand peoples. That's so cool. If that's your thing, you like getting the newest Supreme Megatron LV bag, do your thing. That's awesome. But that doesn't show value. That doesn't give me value. For me, value is like vacationing with my friends and family, you know, hanging out with my family, saving up for a house, which I'm doing right now. Like I'm saving up so that eventually I could buy a house. So I just don't even think that like a sugar daddy would really entice me that much, or he can offer me that much to get me excited or to get me happy, you know, other than like him hanging out with me. Like I thought he was really fun and I would totally be down to hang out or see him again. But as far as what I actually want from him materialistic wise, I couldn't think of anything. So I kind of left it at that. I responded like I've been kind of like low key with the responses. He doesn't really bother me much. He doesn't really hit me up all the time. It'll be here or there, and it won't be a big deal. But we'll see. I mean, we haven't made any moves or anything, so I think this might just simmer down and go away. So those are the two updates that I wanted to give to you guys on those. I do think that that's that on that. Thank you so much for listening wherever you are listening. Make sure you're subscribing so that you can get notified every single night when my new episodes come out. Make sure if you're watching on YouTube, you subscribe. Please subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. And if you want to sign off on anything of these things, make sure to comment below. Check out lacrystalrosas.com. Every day I put out new blogs for you. And yeah, so that on that. Love you so much. I'll see you on the next one. Mwah.